rotate your phone for some reason. Can't turn your phone while recording. Okay. And it's 8 o'clock, and here we are live for Season 1, Episode 2 of you watching me cook myself dinner. It's going to be a fantastic night tonight. Tonight we are going to be making chicken tikka masala, which is a delicious East Indian dish, primarily made out of chicken, cream, and spices. Now, me living this low-carb lifestyle, we're not doing rice, we're doing riced cauliflower, which is a thing unto itself. So we'll talk through that as we get going. Right now I've got the oven heating up to 400. That's kind of going to be the long pole while we wait here. Hope you enjoy the music. I got something different for you this time. Also on repeat, good stuff with the royalty-free things. Okay, so like last time, we're going to start with a glass of whiskey. So excuse me for a moment while I head over to the freezer to get some ice. Okay, here we go. Got our ice and our makers. So this dish is actually really easy. It sounds much more complicated than it is because it's exotic. I can understand that, but primarily what we're really talking about here is just roasted chicken in sauce. Really straightforward, really easy. You need a few different seasonings than you might be used to. Really all we're using here is going to be salt. We got some masala, turmeric, read it turmeric, not turmeric. You should read the label. Got a little ground coriander, and this stuff, which is cumin. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the oven to reach 400 degrees to cook the chicken, I'm going to enjoy a little bit of the whiskey here. So here's the basic game plan. We're going to take this chicken. That's what I have here in this container. This chicken's been marinating for about 24 hours now. All it is chicken inside a goop made primarily out of yogurt, just plain regular old yogurt, with the same spices that we're going to be using for the cooking, plus some ginger and a little bit of garlic just for flavor in there. That's been like I said, marinating for about 24 hours now. And all I'm going to do is put it onto this nice baking sheet that I have lined with one of these cool sill pads. If you don't know what a sill pad is, it's just a silicone pad. Makes the thing completely unsticky. It's great. You should get those. They're better than tin foil and parchment paper stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, let's get crack-a-lackin'. First things first, I'm going to move. Wow, oh, that smells like the end product right there. That's the spices we're looking at. Okay, let's. This is just chopped up chicken. Let me try and show you here. It looks kind of gross, actually. If I pull it up, you see it's kind of soupy and a light brownish color. It is not good looking, not by any means. But what I did is I just cut the chicken up into little pieces, not too little, maybe 1 inch, 1/2 inch, something like that. And I'm going to put it on this pad and spread it out. We're not really interested in this marinade anymore, so I'm not going to be recoating the chicken after I put it on the tray with any additional marinade. Just kind of what's on there now. In fact, we don't really want any of the marinade that's on there, but whatever, it's going to be okay. Oh, it makes a gross sound. Ugh. It's like flesh slapping. It's really disgusting. But I promise this is going to taste delicious for me, of course, because I'm the one that gets to eat this. All right, spreading it out on the tray. Just kind of make it flat and even here. Yeah, I know. I wish I had a bigger kitchen and I could move the camera back so you could watch all of the action and not just the stovetop action. This whole dish is actually going to be pretty boring. A lot of time spent just drinking whiskey, primarily because this sits in the oven and in the pans here, we're just going to have basically a simmer going for a while. I think we should be done with this whole thing around 8:30. Should take about a half hour, maybe a little more than that. We'll see. Okay, so that's good enough for now. Here's my tray of chicken, just kind of laid out there. Nice kind of flat surface of chicken. there it is. Okay, so while that's doing what that does, move this out of the way for a second. Just going to put this here while I wait for that oven to reach 400, which it sounds like it just did. I got space here. There we go. While that's going, I got to do the rest of my chopping and stuff. Okay, so other ingredients we're going to need here, we're going to need an onion chopped up. I have a white onion here. Yellow would be better, but I made kubide kebabs earlier this week with my yellow onion, so kind of SOL. White onion it is. This thing, I basically just want to cut it up into the smallest little bits possible. Get to that in a second. Lap the knife a bit. Get the knife ready to go. Okay. Into this onion, take the ends off. This is not how you chop an onion, by the way. I'm just being quick and messy. 'Cause I don't care, it's okay. Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and throw the chicken into the oven. 400 degrees, and I'll just start a little timer here. We're going to want that to go in there for 15 to 20 minutes or so. Hopefully we don't cook it all the way through, because there is going to be some time where the chicken's sitting in hot sauce on the stove, simmering for a while, so we don't need to be thorough with the chicken in the oven. Just cook most of the way through, I think would be the guidelines here. Okay, just dicing this tomato up, onion. Being real sloppy with it for now. I'm going to do a rock chop to kind of dice it up into little tiny pieces, and hopefully I'm not going to have Niagara Falls coming out of my eyeballs, because, you know, onions. Lots of onions. This is a whole onion. And when you chop the onions for this dish, you want them kind of fine because you don't want to eat chunks of onion, right? That's kind of an unappetizing bite of chicken tikka masala, which is really a curry with chicken in it, if you think about it. Though there's no curry powder. No curry. How does that work? I don't really know. I didn't invent the dish, obviously. Or chop the vegetables. You know, they have those machines. I think I have one where you just bang on it and it chops up your stuff. But like, if you actually know how to do basic stuff with a knife, there's no reason to have a little unitasker like that. Oh, so many onions. Wish I had a bigger knife. This would be a lot easier. Okay, let's get this kind of fine. I might come back to this in a minute here. Alright, good enough for now. I'll come back to the onions in a minute. Just get it out of the way on the board. Okay, more important and more necessary right now is actually going to be ginger. So for ginger, what you got to do is peel it, and I just use I think the British people call this a speed peeler, or just a vegetable peeler, basically. I don't need very much, so I'm just gonna go over here to the sink and cut off some of the nasty woody outside. Alright. And then cut off a chunk of ginger there. Make this nice and small. Same sort of thing. Real fine. I think really the flavor, if you've ever seen that movie, what's the one with, God, what's the name? Roy Lada, the gangster one, where they're in Vegas and stuff. Not Goodfellas. Maybe this, no, it's not Goodfellas. Where they take the garlic and they slice it with a razor blade to make it extremely thin. Yeah. The better job you can do kind of mincing up garlic and ginger like that, the strong aromatics, the more the flavor is going to permeate throughout your finished product. My eyes are just on fire right now. Wow. Woo! Okay, that's ginger. Oh, I can't see. I am so blind. This is crazy. Oh man, I don't know why on TV whenever they cut up onions and stuff. No problem. No problem. Seems fabricated. Yeah, seems fabricated. All right, I need a little garlic here. Go with the ginger. Garlic is a great flavor. And I'm just going to take 2 cloves. Seems about right. All right, a couple cloves of garlic. I can't see anything. Maybe the whiskey will help. I don't know. Nope, still can't see. That was not fruitful. All right. Garlic. With the skin on, just give it a mash with your knife sideways. Makes it really easy to peel the skin off. Alright, there's one. I think there's one. I can't see. I am so blind right now. This is ridiculous. There's 2-ish. Cut these things up. Alright, and now we're going to mince the crap out of them too, because we want little tiny bits of garlic, not chunks of garlic. Who likes to eat chunks of garlic in general? I mean, it's nice once in a while, but, you know, not all the time. Yeah, I've been told I'm sideways. That's an artifact of Facebook. Also, a fun artifact of Facebook. Look at the clock. Does it look funny? It does. Here's a neat trick, though. You can look at me sideways, where it fills up your whole screen, and then turn on the rotation lock on your device, and then rotate your device, and I'll be right side up and full screen. It'll be great. Wow. Can't see. Sweating profusely. This is incredibly... It is what it is. Okay. How much garlic and onion? We're going to need teaspoons of these things. Let me get a teaspoon. Oh, teaspoon. Sorry. Are you a teaspoon? You are a teaspoon. Have fun. Okay, now we're actually going to start with the cooking. Here is our saute pan. Get that going. And I'm going to toss in... Let's call this olive oil, and let's call it 2 tablespoons. Yeah, that's kind of a lot-ish, I guess. I don't know. 2 tablespoons of olive oil there. Nice and easy. And then we need some butter. Let me get that out of the fridge. Little bit of butter. So maybe 1 tablespoon of butter. Like usual, we'll be being very exact with the measurements, because that's how we got to do this. And just like when we did the steak last week, the reason for doing the oil with the butter is so that the butter doesn't burn, because we don't want burned or browned butter, really. We just want butter. Pretty straightforward, I think. Okay, well that's doing its thing, melting. That's the thing it's doing. I actually don't need it over high right now. I'm just trying to get this to melt quickly because I'm not super interested in waiting for it. But since I do have to wait for it, I'm going to continue with my mise en place, meaning getting all my stuff together. All right, so to add heat to this dish, there's a few ways to do it. You can add red pepper flakes. That's a more common, let's say, option. But what I'm going to actually do is take Mr. Jalapeno here. I'm going to take the seeds out because, you know, and I don't want it to be too hot. And with what's left over, I'll dice that up pretty fine and toss that on in when the time comes. Okay, so this is getting there. I'm actually going to turn this down to medium now. Okay, my butter is all melted. My oil is oily. I'm going to throw in my garlic and ginger. I don't want to burn the garlic or anything like that. I just kind of want to get those flavors infused into the oil butter fat that is just kind of all over here. Mix that up a bit. Okay. I'm going to actually turn that down to the lower side of medium. Got to get this jalapeno going because that's coming up real soon here. All right, little spoon, scrape out all the seeds, pith, all the white stuff that's in this jalapeno. If you leave it in, that's cool. It's going to be really hot. That's not really what I want. I want something that tastes good and has a little bit of kick, but isn't crazy. Okay, let's keep this around. I don't want to burn my garlic. That would be gross. And while this is here, it's about ready for my onions. So let me just make one quick chopping pass. Try and get this onion a little bit more fine. All right, here we go. Onions in. Oh, man, that smells fantastic. All that garlic. Onions on it. Okay. Now I need a spatula to kind of mix that in there. Get that all coated in the oil and butter and garlic and ginger. Give that a little bit more heat. And we're going to basically brown these onions, sweat them out a little bit. Like I said before, I would have preferred to use a yellow onion, but that wasn't an option today. That's what happens when you cook Persian food. That works really well with yellow onions also. Okay, I don't want to get jalapeno juice in my eyes. That's pretty unpleasant. Okay, cutting up these jalapenos into little tiny bits. Okay. Yeah, a lot more cutting and chopping than doing a steak, right? Obviously, because there's very little to do with steak. You just kind of cook it. Mix some things in a pan. This is a lot more involved, obviously. Okay, this jalapeno. Okay, jalapeno's ready. Give that a little bit more heat and pull the pan over. Jalapenos in there. Okay, now we've got onions, jalapenos, garlic, and ginger, along with some butter and olive oil. Getting to know each other pretty well in this pan. And since I just touched jalapenos with my bare hands, I am going to wash them so that I don't touch something else that belongs to me and, you know, get that nice burning sensation. Also on TV, if you've noticed, they don't really wash their hands all that much. They might wipe them or something, but they don't use soap and water. That's not a thing. Seems wrong. I don't know. I'm not a hygienist or whatever, so I literally don't know. Okay, checking my notes here. Okay, we got the onion and the jalapeno. We're gonna let that go for a few minutes to kind of let it all get cozy and get in knowing each other. Okay, there we go. Let's let that sit for a while. In the meantime, it's whiskey time. Oh, my eyes are still burning from chopping those onions. Jesus. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, coming up next here, look at the script, my recipe that I got off the internet, by the way. That's going to sit for a few minutes. Then we're going to add a bunch of spices. Spices are good. And some tomato paste. Got that lined up, ready to go here. And some crushed tomatoes. And me being me and lazy, I'm going to use my can opener to open the cans. And when I say can opener, it's an electronic thing, not like, you know, I'm going to do any effort myself. Are you kidding me? Alright, there's that. Big can of crushed tomatoes. Alright, now I'm not going to drain the tomatoes because I actually want all of the stuff that's in there. Give this a little bit of a stir here. A little motion. Keep it going. It's doing well. I'll reduce that some more. And I'm going to need a tablespoon. Yeah, a tablespoon. While we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and mix my spices up, since I can do that in advance. Alright, so what are we looking at for spicing here? A couple teas of coriander. Mr. Coriander. Where's my ground coriander? A couple teaspoons of that. And again, we're not baking. Baking is actual science where you need to be careful about your measurements, and you should do things by weight, not by volume, obviously. But here, for non-baking, when we're just cooking, yeah, you can be real loosey-goosey with your spices. All right, that's the coriander. Let's get the turmeric. Like I mentioned, T-U-R, tur. That's how we pronounce that. Turmeric. Yeah. Scoop of that in there. Careful you get this. That stuff stains everything. It's crazy. Alright, turmeric's in. Next up is going to be cumin, which I had to get in this little plastic bag because they didn't have real containers of it at the store. Used a lot in Mexican cooking also. Nice spice. Alright, there's the turmeric. That's it for now. This masala is going to go in much later. Alright, sweating down these onions still. Sweating to the oldies. I don't know if it's really the oldies. They're just sweating. Sweating in oil. And I'm drinking. Drinking in oil. We got about 15 minutes on the clock here. I'm going to check that chicken in a minute. See how that's doing after I refill my whiskey. It's the more important thing to do, obviously. Do-do-do. You too can do this. This is not hard. This is not hard. Drinking whiskey is not hard. Alright, let's take a look at the chicken. It's not quite where I would want it. I'll let that go for another, let's call it 2 minutes. 2 more minutes on the chicken. Then I'm actually going to kick on the broiler and try and get a little brownness or color on the top of the chicken that's sitting in the oven, so it doesn't, just kind of look like chicken. Get a little color on it. I wish I had a tandoori oven. I think that would be great to use tandoori chicken in this. I do not have a tandoori oven, so that is not an option today. Okay, I think these onions, jalapenos, garlic, ginger, butter, and olive mixture here is it's ready to move forward. Okay, so we're going to add our spices, which I have pre-mixed, and they are here. Get that all over. Okay, spices are in. We're going to add a tablespoon of the tomato paste. Ugh, I hate this stuff. I mean, I don't hate the flavor or anything like that. It's just got this thickness, which is like kind of the point. All right, we got tomato paste in there. What else are we gonna throw in there? Crushed tomatoes. All right, well, let me mix this up first. Kind of get this all in there and seasoned. So you can see we're basically building this very rich seasoned base. This base of flavor. It's got the right color now, right? It kind of looks like you would expect if you went to an Indian restaurant. Or India, I guess. Never been to India, but if you go to the restaurants, and really that's just the turmeric. That's what's giving it the color. Really got to mix that in, especially that tomato paste. The tomato paste really thickens this, even though it's basically just onion. We're looking at an onion stew with very little moisture. But okay, so that's all mixed in. Now we're gonna throw all this crushed tomato in. Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah, just oh god, bang that in there. And give that a stir. Yeah, I know, it's red. It'll be more orange later. Just trust me. We have cream, heavy cream. Every day, every time I do these things, it's cream, right? Cream is going to make this turn from this orangey-ish red to a much brighter orangish yellow. It's going to be great. And it's going to be creamy because it's, cream. That's what cream does. Okay, while that's doing its thing, I'm going to check on our chicken here, which is probably where I want it to be. It's been in there for 18 minutes. Let me toss on the broiler for a minute here. Broil that on high. Maybe give it a minute or two, just to kind of color it up a bit. While that's doing its thing, let's see what else we have to do. Oh, salt to taste. Oh, we got to do that. I got to do things with salt. Because we're out of salt. Wish I could get into the salt. That would be... there we go. tell right now this is going to need quite a bit of salt already based on the volume of mixture we have going on here. I actually want to get this temperature up quite a bit and then reduce it down to more of a simmer. Alright, got some salt in there. Get a spoon and give this a little taste. Oh, I've dropped my microphone. That must have sounded really pleasant. Okay, back to it. Some taste. Definitely needs more salt. Okay. So what I want to do here is get this up to temperature to where it is basically simmering, or rapid simmer. And then I'm going to let it sit there for a while. See how that broil's going. Not quite ready yet. Alright, let me just check this over here. Drop in this microphone. Better tape. I think that's the solution for the future. Better tape, less heat, less sweat. Something like that. Okay, don't need this anymore. Let me get... I think it's about time to pull that chicken out of the oven. Like I said, I do have it on the broiler right now, and it's maybe getting a little bit of color. Kinda. Sorta. Move my table out of the way here. Clean up a little bit. All right. Here comes the chicken. All right, chicken's out. I am having major microphone problems here. Let me just do something here. 1 second, please. And we're back with a microphone in a different position. Does it work as well? Probably not. Let's move it over this way. Okay, move the mic. Now we're talking. Like literally we're talking. Okay. And let's see here. Chicken's done. Oven's off. Everything here is good. Okay, now I don't want my chicken to sit there in its own juices forever. That's going to be kind of gross. So let's get the tongs here and pull it out. All right, this is at a nice rolling simmer. Reduce the heat on that a bit. And let's get this chicken into a bowl. That smells fantastic. Okay, chicken's out. Now we're just waiting for that simmering to be done with the simmer. Clean up here. Okay, while we wait for that, let's go ahead and get the cauliflower rice cooking. So for the rice, it's real simple. We just have our pan with olive oil, neat. Let me heat that up. Give that some heat right now. And a little more whiskey. Yeah. I don't know if anybody's watching or not. I can't tell. I guess if I look at the screen, I can maybe look closer and see something. Is that how it works? I don't really know. This microphone's killing me. Technical difficulties. Okay, while we wait for that, I am going to go ahead and cut up a little bit of cilantro. Neat trick with cilantro, just take the head and cut diagonally and get the bits off you want. I only want about a quarter cup, so that's not too terribly much. Some there. The rest out the way. Whiskey here. And cilantro, roughly chop that up. It's going to disintegrate a lot once it's in the pan and on the heat. So don't need to be too crazy there. All right. Still simmering this. I'm going to give this a little stir. Nice and thick now. Getting a lot of that moisture to disappear. Go away, moisture. Go away. That's doing its thing. Let me check on this pan, see how we're doing. All right, this one's ready to go for our cauliflower rice. Real simple. We take the cauliflower rice and we dump it in the pan. And I'm just tossing it to kind of get it covered in oil a little bit. Basically, all I'm doing is heating that up and letting it evaporate. Get all that moisture out of it so it's not so shitty and it's more rice-like instead of being cauliflower-like. Also, it makes you fart. It's good stuff. Good for your colon. And for anyone else who might be in the room with you, they get to enjoy your fart smells, which is a nice thing, I've heard. Oh, I've been instructed that I am now doing a double size order of cauliflower rice. Not just one, but 2 bags. So here we go. A lot of cauliflower for this little pan. They make this stuff with other shit mixed in, like cilantro and other garbage. I don't know why you would necessarily eat that, because I don't know. The only reason I even have the cauliflower in the first place like this is because I'm lazy and I don't want to like clean up after a food processor trying to rice the cauliflower. Alright, well that's just a thing. It's just going to sit there and heat up. I don't need it to be on high anymore. I'm actually going to drop it to like a medium low just to let it kind of sit there and evaporate all of the garbage off. Garbage being water. Okay, here we are cooking our sauce. This is about ready. So what I'm going to do now, we're ready to move forward. We are moving forward with this. So, let's see here. What are we going to do? We're going to take this simmer. Yeah, we did that. The cauliflower, that's going. Let's add our masala. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of masala. If I can find the teaspoon. Here it is. Give this a rinse. God damn! All right, teaspoon of masala sauce, or spice. I don't even know what animal this comes from. Throw that in there. I also don't know why you don't cook it earlier to get it into the base of flavor for this dish, but I didn't come up with this recipe, so I don't know. I don't pretend to know. I don't necessarily need to know. I definitely don't know. There you go. All right, so there's our sauce. It's kind of ready to go, which means it's time to add a pint of heavy cream. Pint. That's a whole freaking thing of cream. That's a lot of cream. It's gonna be so creamy. We're gonna go from red to orange. Check this out. Boom. All up in there. It was red. It's so thick that the white stuff just kind of sticks on there. But what we need to do is mix it up. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There we go. Now it's turning orange. Orange is a better color. Excuse me. Slowly mix this up. Oh, yeah, give that a little more heat because we got a lot more mass in there now. We need to cook it all, heat it all up. And I'm gonna wait until this starts to kind of simmer before I add the chicken. That's kind of the end of it. Once I add the chicken, I'm gonna add a little cilantro, which we don't want to cook. We just want to kind of mix it in and heat it up, get it to wilt a little bit in the sauce. That's it. We're done. End of program. This is really hard to mix in with this size pan. I wish I had a bigger pan to hold all of this fluid. But that's the orange color you want right there. Oh, I'm making a huge mess that I'm maybe not going to clean up. Okay. All right, that's mixed now. Let's wait for that. Give this a bit of a movement. Great. Turn that up just a little bit there. Get that to smoke a little bit or steam a little bit more. Start to throw some of this shit into the trash. Oh, yeah. This stuff into the trash. Everything goes into the trash. Okay. Stir. This needs way more heat. Yeah, mix cold things with hot things. It needs more heat to become hot. So it brings the temperature down, which we don't want to do. That's what we're doing. Just waiting. That's what we're doing is we're waiting. Waiting for shit to be done. I know. This is the most exciting thing ever, which is why on the Bill cooking shows, you wouldn't be sitting here waiting for this. We cut to a commercial, right? I guess that's what they do. You cut to a commercial and then you come back and they're done. We're not really cooking the stuff with the cream. That's not the idea. Definitely not the idea. I think the idea is heat it up, get it warm and homogenized, which will be in a minute or two. Yep, drink whiskey or bourbon or rye, I don't know, whatever, doesn't really matter. Pretty sure nobody is watching right now, so I'm talking to myself, which is a weird thing to do. I might be drinking. I don't know. Might be drinking. Stir it up. It's a Bob Marley tune. Stir it up. It's a good one. I like it. Stir it up. Move this cauliflower around. All right, that's got some kinetic energy. Kinetic meaning moving. There's some shit going on. It's no longer a joke, it's real. Yep, waiting. That's what this dish is about. It's about waiting. The more you wait, the more you wait. Yeah, that's how that goes. All right, well, I'm going to consider this done. I don't think anyone's watching, except me and stuff. All right, this is it. Last step. This is easy. We're just going to add the chicken. Oh, yeah. I got a bunch of the sauce on the chicken there. Oh, well. On the bowl. Don't care. And mix it up. Mixing it. Get that chicken into the sauce. It's like one thing now. Keep that burning. Whoa. Sauce overflow. A little too much sauce. There's overflow. Okay, now I'm just going to wait a minute for this to kind of reach a temperature which is consistent. Once it hits a consistent temperature, meaning like the chicken is the same temperature as the rest of the sauce. Now everything is covered in sauce. I don't know how to stir my rice without making it all saucy. Actually, what I'm going to do is give it a flavor check. Taste test here, see how we're doing. There's a lot of ginger in there. I don't know if I'm gonna really be into this. I mean, like, wow, that is ginger-tastic. Maybe not with the ginger so much next time. Holy fuck, man. Ah, woo. Maybe I just got a chunk of it. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. It kind of felt like it needed a little more salt. It needed a little more salt. I'm not gonna lie. It needed salt. I mean, that's kind of like one of those cooking tricks, right? Where you're supposed to taste stuff as you go. And that's what you should do. Is there anything coming out? Barely. Jeez, man. Where's the hole on this thing? All right, get the hole. More salt. I'm actually going to salt my cauliflower rice also because otherwise it will just taste like cauliflower, which has very little flavor. All right, so this is close, very close to done. If not, I don't know, very damn close. So let's give it one more taste. Dead nuts on. That is it. That is the flavor right there. Only 3 or 4 spices went into that thing plus some salt, not even pepper. Now I'm just gonna throw some cilantro in there. Did you know, to some people, and this is genetic, totally genetic, to some people, cilantro tastes like soap, like literally like soap. I don't have that problem. So this is not a problem. Let's kind of get that in there a bit. Yep. Coat that in. Now all I'm gonna do, basically stir this up, let that cilantro kind of heat and wilt a tiny little bit. I don't want it to turn brown or anything like that. I don't really want to cook the cilantro. That's weird and gross. So just kind of mix that in for now. It's slowly bubbling. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to give this kind of a stir. Yeah, free that up. That looks right. It's ready to go. And again, this was just cauliflower, riced cauliflower in olive oil that I heated to make it not cold, primarily. And also to kind of remove some of the moisture that was in there. Because if it was soggy, that would be really gross. And we don't want to eat gross food. I mean, some people eat gross food. Lots of people eat gross food, especially in America. I mean, let's be honest, right? Like, you know, McDonald's. Why would you go to McDonald's when you go to Burger King? The Whopper is so much better than like a Big Mac or a Quarter Pounder or anything else that they have on the menu at McDonald's. That's a fact. You can look it up. It's on Wikipedia. They say it there. I'm not making that up myself. All right, this is at a rolling simmer, which means it's basically done. So I'm going to drop the temperature here to low. Just kind of let that do its thing. I'm going to drop the temperature here also to low to let it do its thing. Finish my whiskey, give this table a wipe, and then tell people it's time for dinner because it's time for dinner. Let me move this out of the way and roll my countertop over. Quick warranty wipe. Yep, looks clean to me. All right, and time to plate it up. So this is the best part, right? Where I plate it up. And of course, plates. All right. Easy one to plate up. Here we go. Start with some cauliflower rice. Quite a bit, actually. Ooh, steamy. Look at that. So how do you do Indian food? Like, do you put the curry on top of the rice, next to the rice? Is the curry to be served in a separate bowl? I don't know. When I go to the buffets, I just kind of mix all the shit together because it's delicious, right? So I'm kind of going to do that here. I got my cauliflower, maybe a little bit more cauliflower. Yeah, vegetables are healthy. Take that and, all right, let's get some of this curry all in there. Oh man, it's burning my hand, it's so hot. Yeah. I am not good at the whole plating thing. I just make a big pile of food. Here it is. Finished product, there we go. Chicken tikka masala with cauliflower rice instead of, you know, rice. Because, you know, rice has carbs. Anyway, it's delicious. And I'm gonna have to sample it here. That's how we do it on the show. Man, I don't know, do we use a spoon? Let's use a spoon. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Mix it up. It is really freaking hot. Go figure it's been on the stove, that's probably why. Yep. Yeah. Tomatoey. But I can taste the turmeric. Get that kind of mouthfeel from all the fat and the cream. Wow, this is really good. All right, well, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to eat with me because I'm here with the food and you're not, unless you're Jenny. If you're Jenny, you might show up at 8:30. You're 15 minutes late. So, you know, too late. Sorry, Jenny. You're not going to get anything. If you were here at 8:30, I would have given you a little to-go thing. I mean, no bullshit like that. That's for real. I would have hooked you up, but you miss it. All right, thanks to everyone who checked in and checked out this video here. It was a lot of fun cooking chicken tikka masala for you. The recipe is on the internet. I don't know. It was real simple. You saw what I did. I made some chicken, right? I marinated the shit overnight in some yogurt and, you know, simple spices. This is it right here, man. This is it. Coriander. Turmeric. Ah, shit, I keep forgetting the name of this stuff. These in Mexican cooking all the time. The other one begins with a C. Cumin. There we go. And a little bit of this stuff. Garam masala. That's all. That's it. That's all you need. That's it. And some salt. And cream and other things. Just watch the video. It's real easy. You can figure it out. You don't need the recipe. All right, till next time, which might be next week or some other time. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll talk to you then.